Thank you and welcome back to Street Talk. I'm your host, Heshima Benda. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for subscribing. On today's show, I am joined with two great friends here. One is KK, Kevin Karanja. The other one, Mwagi wa Johi, the Duke of Kiabu. KK, I'm a Triple K. They will be discussing with us about the political temperatures that we are experiencing as a nation. And thank you guys for joining me. This is Street Talk. We talk about the current affairs, politics, and everything that concerns Kenyans. I will give you 2 minutes each. Say hi to our viewers, then introduce yourself better before we come to the main agenda.
Okay, thank you for hosting me in your show. I'm Heshima Bendawa, and I'm very privileged to be one of the few Kenyans who are able to address the people of this nation, and specifically the people of the Mount Kenya region, being part of them and representing them and representing the youth, and also a leader, a young aspirant, Kenya chairman. It's an honor to be here. And one thing I can tell the people of the Mount Kenya region is being used as a battlefield. Everything has been is being brought to our people. I won't tell the youth, you are the one who are being used. So between now and 2022, kindly, be very careful. Be very careful, take precautions. Whenever you go, be very careful. Whoever you follow, be very careful. You don't want to lose lives.
Thank you.
So thank you very much, Benda, for hosting me again in your show. It's a pleasure, always a pleasure to be here. And I'm here to speak on behalf of the young people who believe that the future belongs to them. The young people who wake up every single morning jobless and go out there seeking for a livelihood. And this basically are the people now they are calling the hustlers. So keep doing what you're doing, guys, and tomorrow is guaranteed for you. The future is luminous for the hustlers. Thank you.
Wafula, guys, okay, Wafula Chebukati, the head of the IEBC, verified, I think 1.2 million signatures, BBI, yeah, 1.5, yeah. We have seen Siaya County Assembly being one of the very first county assemblies to pass the bill. They have written to, I think, the two speakers. Is it because these guys were promised car grants, or were they in the Yasoba mind by passing the bill? It was very quick. It's very sudden. They are the very first county assemblies to do so. What's your take, KK?
Siaya County passing the bill so fast, it is not a surprise to me, and also to many Kenyans who have read and understood the document. Because in a sober-minded Kenyan, BBI, this document that is brought to Kenyans, it is good. It is good, and it is bringing positive impact to the people of this nation. The MCAs, they were there in the state region, and they found nothing wrong. They found nothing wrong at all to accuse the document. They have nothing. They can say this thing, they have nothing at all to start with it and say this is not right, this is, kindly correct this one. So Siaya County passing the bill within 2 weeks. In fact, they say 2 weeks is a longer period.
You should also understand that this is the political bedroom for Baba. They were together some few days ago before, I think yesterday, before passing the bill. Was there anything happening, or what do they want to show us? Maybe the bill is correct.
They only want to prove to Kenyans how good the document is. Nothing much. They just want to prove that.
I am one.
Well, listening to the political undertones, the BBI is a document. I've read the document not once, not twice, not even thrice. The document is good. But what Kenyans need to understand, most of the things outlined in the BBI, most of them that look juicy to the young people of this country who are now being forced or being kind of blindfolded by a few things here and there. Most of these things most of them are administrative things that can be done without going through a referendum. And you need to understand that the other day the president called MCAs at Sagana State College. And one thing that MCAs went to ask from the president is more of a token so that they can do what the president wants. So the MCAs in this country, and especially those in Mount Kenya, we are bribed into voting in the BBI.
So you want to tell us the car grant was a form of bribery?
Yes.
The MCAs.
Yes.
So that they can pass the bill.
Yes, and if you look at the sentiments by one Odinga, a few months back he did say that when doctors went to the streets demanding for more pay, for PPEs, for better working environment, Odinga was on record saying that it's not only doctors who are dying, and they should hold their houses because we are already in but our economy was hurting because of COVID-19. So he kind of pleaded with the doctors to understand the situation that we were in. But for the case of the MCAs, simply because they are kind of a gateway to something that he holds dearly, that is the BBI. He's one person who supports the appeal to get a car grant, 2 million car grant. So in total, by the end of, if all these MCAs are given a car grant of 2 million, we'll have spent 4.4 billion shillings. That is something that will come in excess of, that implies that after the whole thing, that is the BBA process, we'll have squandered at least 18.4 billion Kenyan shillings. In a country where people are sleeping hungry, in a country where our kids are going to school under trees, in a country where you have people who have supplied things to the government that have not been paid for the last 6 months, in a country where counties have not paid their workers for the last 6 months, we can afford to give people a 2 million car grant. We can afford to squander 14 billion in a referendum. We are not serious in the country.
KK, the bill requires only 24 county assemblies for it to go to the next level. That is to Wajiku now, to the referendum. So far, moja imeingia. From where you sit,
Yes.
the other 23, do you see Mount Kenya bringing maybe 10 or 20 years? For where do you see Mount Kenya?
That's very good. Out of the 10 counties, the 10 counties in the Mount Kenya region, starting from Kiambu, Murang'a, Meru, Embu, Kirinyaga, all those countries, all those counties, all the members of county assemblies, they agreed they'll be passing the document in the immediate effective time. So they are just waiting for the bill to be brought and they'll pass it. There's no opposition. There's no opposition. They agreed. In the state. I know you forgot.
If I take you back a little back, during the burial of one Mighty Salim at Subukia, we saw Moses Kuria telling the crowd that hii BBI tutaangusha, na kawauliza ni wangapi wataangusha. Do you think we will be having a problem in probably Kiambu County Assembly? No. Yes. Do you think we will be having a problem in Kiambu?
Let me take it from the angle you're asking. First of all, Moses Kuria is not an MCA. He's a member of parliament.
True.
From Gatoli. And
but he has some influence.
He has some influence, and BBI is not looking at the influence of an MP. It is not specifying, because these people are taking the BBI according to your own understanding. When you start from the top, Raila Odinga is taking it from his own angle. Raila Odinga is saying, there's a time he was in 2007, he became the second candidate in the presidential election, and we went there, and he was given the seat of the prime minister, and the government was divided into two. The same thing appeared in 2012. So there is a criteria that is happening after elections where the second candidate appears to be, he also have some votes, but he is going away. So Raila comes in. According to the BBI, he is being given, because he is the one who is carrying the majority seats. Back in 2007 and in 2012, he never got the seats, but he was almost. So he is there supporting the BBI because he is just trying to strategize where he will be. If he go for the election, he becomes the second candidate, then he gets there. He will not go away. The same way, the members of the MCs are looking at where they are. How are they benefiting from the BBI? In terms of this, they are being given 5% of the county budget, something they had not. And the biggest problem the MCs are facing today is because they have nothing in their heart. They just need to talk the governor so that the development may be taken to their wards. So giving them a 5% allocation, they cannot oppose. That is the biggest challenge they are facing, and it is being solved completely.
Mwagi, Wajohi Mwagi. Do we have a yes or a no question, or multiple questions when it comes to referendum?
Well, from where I sit, first and foremost, I need to kind of maybe give a rebuttal to what KK said. One, he did admit that the whole thing has been pushed by Odinga simply because he sees a place for him post 2022. He did admit that. Two, I need to enlighten him that there's nothing that stops county government from allocating these finances. For example, if you go to West Pokot, the governor of West Pokot, that is John Klopp Onyangapu, he allocates 20 million shillings to every ward in his county. So there's nothing stopping governors today from allocating these finances. Back to your question, are we going to have a multiple question referendum, or yes or no? It will have been my wish that we have multiple questions. Why? If we have a multiple question to each item, maybe for example, we have people who will agree with the expanded executive. We'll have people who will not agree to the same. We'll have people who will agree to the inclusion of the bringing on board of what we call the position of the official opposition leader by changing the structure of the legislature. We have people who will not agree. So let us give people options to point out the issues they agree with and kind of go against the issues they don't agree with.
But Wajohi, you are aware that 40% of Kenyans are illiterates. Having given 10, 15 questions, don't you think this work is tedious to them?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think it's tedious. Why do I say this? In 2013 elections, for those who voted, I voted. I know I never voted, but at least I voted in 2017. When I got into that polling booth, I got six.
Yeah.
I got six voting ballots.
Yeah.
And I didn't make any mistake. If you look at the numbers of what you call the spoiled vote, even if you go to a place like the US where we have
but Wajohi, you are forgetting one thing, that you are a literate guy. Then there is this Shosho. How do you think he'll be reading all that script about executive, about county allocation,
About the office
ward
of the
allocation?
ombudsman and all that?
one, we need to
It is close to impossible.
It is not. That is why we allocate monies to the IEBC, and one of the roles of the IEBC over and above voter registration and conducting elections is to conduct what we call civic education. That is why we are even encouraging people who are pushing this BBI document. Make sure that this thing is translated. For example, at the moment, we have not seen any copies of the BBI, any hard copies, but we want people to go and vote for the same. We have not seen translated copies. You are here saying you have illiterate people in this country, but you are not admitting that we have not translated this document, which we have not even seen in the first place, so that our people can understand. So our people are going to vote for something they have not seen, something they have not read, something they don't even understand.
Can I ask you a question?
Just wait,
Okay.
just wait. I have continue.
So the thing is, if we are going to trust our people to even vote for something they don't know, what will be so big that they will get confused by making choices of
Can you tell us?
A, B, C, D about maybe the judiciary. Kenyans know what they want.
Let's stop misleading Kenyans for joy. Can you tell us, as a reader as you are, what have you done? What have you done to make sure that Wajiko gets this document? Stop accusing the government. You are a part of the readers we have in the society. In where you live, where you stay, what have you done to make sure that the common Mwananchi gets the civic education, that he understands the document, that he knows or she knows what is in this document, which benefit are they getting from the document? Can you tell us from that about?
One, I will say one thing. We need to understand that why are we here in the first place? Where did the BBI come from? It came from two individuals who sat over a cup of coffee and decided that this is the way we want to take our nation. It's not we Kenyans who sat and decided that this constitution is not working for us. So the people who came up with this idea, they should make sure that they digest every single thing about this document or this idea that they have, so that we can accept what they think, so that we can move forward. It's not Kenyans who sat and decided on a public participation forum that this constitution is not working for us. The people who came up with this idea should make sure that we understand what they're thinking. It's not the other way around.
Thank you. I understand. No. I understand you don't want to take maybe personal responsibility. So how much do we spend for referendum? I think IEBC gave us a rough number, 14 billion. Then we have some of us like Right Honorable Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, who said 2 billion is enough. What do you think?
According to the figures that are being stated about the BBI, we may not look at the expenditure. Let's look at the benefits we are taking from the document. Let's see what is this going to bring. Which income is it bringing?
The country,
because
also,
remember,
KK, the country is also languishing to get money to pay our doctors and nurses and teachers and kupeta all of that. Na pesa bado ya kupeleka counties hakuna. Then you are telling us to use 14 billion because the document is good. We come pass the bill. Please make us understand where is this money coming from.
No, let me first wipe something that is in your mind that has also stuck in many Kenyans' minds, that we don't have the money. Since we got the independence in 1964, 1963, and we become a republic in 1964. We have been struggling financially. People have the readers who have been there with the budget, they have so many times said that we are running out of money. But there's no doctor who can stand and say he or she has never received the payment until today. Those are how many years? You have done
I think 50 something years.
Or 50 something. We are heading 60 years. Yes. So you have nothing. You have nothing to stable in front of me and say that the government doesn't have money. Yeah. If there is no doctor who has been been told go home, we don't have money to pay you. The teachers are still there. They are employed, they retire, and they still get paid.
Thank you. Away now from the BBI shenanigans. NSIC, list of shame. Yes, list of shame. Osoro, Mike Sonko, Ngeno, Sibarati, Mwangi wa Johi.
Yes,
the list of shame.
The list of shame. It's so unfortunate the people who have ended up in the list of shame are the people who kind of believe to subscribe to a certain belief that is the Hustler Nation, the Tanga wing of government. The people who have continued to sow discord in this country, we know them. One of them who never appeared in the list is the president himself, who is supposed to be a symbol of national unity. Unfortunately, he has taken another direction. He has become a tribal king. The other person who has sold...
But you can't just accuse our Able President.
I voted for him, so he's my servant. So I don't care. The other person who should have ended in that list is Odinga himself. With what happened in 2017, inciting people to take to the streets, claiming that he won an election he didn't even participate. That is the 26th one. So it's so unfortunate that the NCIC is being used to settle political scores, and they should be ashamed of themselves.
Thank you guys for, I think our time is up. Thank you for showing up in this show. Next time might be more specific to my questions. Thank you. Continue subscribing. This is Street Talk. I'm your host, Mheshimiwa Benda. Until next time, bye.